Hello there, I'm Isaac Samuel, and I'm here to take you on a deep dive through Amazon's Workspaces. What is Amazon Workspaces? Amazon Workspaces is Amazon's DaaS offering, DaaS, that is Desktop as a Service. Seems complicated, but it's not really. It's just a very simple yet beautiful thing that is made possible through the power of cloud. So before we begin, let us have a small recap on what cloud is. You know, Cloud basically is the on demand delivery of IT services. This is the textbook definition. Let's say I want a server, and if I want a server, I can just go to EC2 and poof, just press a button, and I'll have a server in my name, and it'll do whatever I ask it to do. If I want to run a website, it will run it. And it's not just about servers. I can set up databases that to manage databases. It's like AWS takes care of everything. Take care of the security updates, they take care of patching, they take care of scaling. The cloud has immense advantages. It's not like traditional ways, where I have to physically set up everything in monitor. No. Cloud, with cloud you can just forget about it. That is the beauty of cloud. If I want a database server, as stated here, well, an RDS instance takes at most 5 minutes. Yes, to as SOPs administrator of the past that have been mind blowing because it's a huge process to get a server up and running. And what about an ML model? Let's say I want to run a large ML model, but I don't have a powerful computer with all the GPUs and stuff. No worries. There's a service called Amazon SageMaker that can be of use for you. And now this is about the cloud. And now I want to talk about how companies, enterprises had workspaces, work environments. It's like we had these cubicles where there'll be individual desktops, and in these desktops there'll be softwares that the enterprise needs for its particular business use. For example, if I'm a biotech related company, a company that makes vaccines and stuff like that, well, I will have software, I will have applications that are specifically made to help me do that vaccine making process. If I am in a finance sector, maybe I have some finance tools. It's like the applications that an enterprise uses are tailored to its needs. Okay, so what will the IT team do? They'll plug every computer, and they will install all the softwares, all the dependencies, and if needed they will have to install security updates. It was a very long and cumbersome and time consuming process. It's very expensive too. You have to buy all these computers, and make sure that they are all up and working, and if they're broken you have to replace them. There's lots and lots of hectic things you know and this is especially a pain for non-IT companies. Since I come from a biotech background, I can understand this very clearly. Maintaining networks, and servers, it's very painful. It's not related at all to biotech companies, pharmaceutical companies at all. Not just pharmaceutical companies, but that's the point. So that's why we had cloud, and we offloaded everything to there. And now we are seeing this trend, where companies are embracing more and more work from home. you know Earlier it was shunned upon, but now after the COVID pandemic, as I'm sure we'd all have seen, lots of our parents are working from homes, right? So it made employees wonder, how safe is their data. Let's say an employee operates from their home, they would have to be first given with a laptop. Okay, and the company has to buy that laptop and install all the software and even security software, for it to be safe. And it's not just a very streamlined experience. Okay, and as you can see in this graph, work from home is increasing. This is even before the pandemic, before in 2020, and after 2021 it just kept rising, right? So, and it's clear that remote working is going to be a major part of working model in the future. So my point is, why not use the versatility? Why can't we leverage the power of cloud, in workspace environments? That is, how can we better embrace the work from home model and increase employee productivity? That's what we've said in the slides here. Because people who work at homes are, when they interact with their family more, their productivity is more. So for that, organizations, enterprises, they require a solution, and this is called desktop as a service. Now, what is desktop as a service? you know It's very similar to the, let's say I have a desktop in my office, and it has all the files, all the data, all the softwares and everything. Now what if I'm able to take that desktop and use it from the comfort of my own home instead of just going there or installing that software in my laptop? That is desktop as a service. When we are talking about workspace, it's just an OS with all your applications installed on it. That's what a workspace is. Like. That space where you work. Okay, so DAAS. It is a service which refers, let me just read from this, an on-demand offering of virtual and customized, this is the key point, customized workspaces. If I need a particular software and some securities software like some Cisco or some antivirus, which is like I have to have this installed due to compliance issues. Well, I can do that with DAS. Instead of buying desktops and providing your employees, and that it was a hassle during the COVID times. You couldn't just simply go and give people laptops, right? There were some protocols for them. Instead, what you could do, what you could have done, you could have just set up a DAS system. Employees can use their mobiles to access their desktops, and they can do work from it. If they had a laptop or a desktop at their home, even more convenient. They don't have to install all the files in it. No, the integrity and the safety of the company's data wouldn't be compromised. No. You can just simply access the desktop, create your own virtual environment, and do all your work. How simple and how great it is. If you refer to this diagram, you have a cloud infrastructure and you have virtual desktops and you have applications and OSs, and you can have enterprise users or work from your home users or mobile users. That's the one thing I really like about DAS. And what is Amazon Web Services DAS offering? Well, we call it Amazon Workspaces. The key thing about Workspaces is it is extensively customizable. If I want a particular software installed, I can do that. I can create an image. It's very easily accessible. I can access it from my phone, or from a Mac, or from a Linux desktop, or from a Windows desktop. It doesn't matter. Let's say I have a desktop that's not so powerful, but I need to run some, let's say Photoshop work or video editing work that requires lots of GPU. I can just use Workspace. I can set up a workspace with a higher hardware capacity, and that can get my job done. That is the beauty of cloud, ladies and gentlemen. And how do you get started with Workspace? Well, the administrator of the workspace must have an AWS account. And then there are various parameters they can choose from. They can choose their OS, and they can customize it, and they can create their own image. Now, what is an image? We'll get into it right now. Let's say I have a computer and I've installed all my softwares, and I have some settings, preferences, like maybe let's say I change my wallpapers and stuff. you know Now I want this thing to be replicated in all of the virtual environments I use. For example, let's say I have a company, and in that company I have some 10 employees. Now I want virtual desktops for them, virtual environments for them. So what will I do? I will first create a virtual environment and I'll customize it to my liking, and I'll take an image of it. What is an image? Why is it even used here? If you think about it, image is just capturing real time things on camera on a still frame like that. The image, it's like it just stores all of your OS, your apps, the dependencies, and your settings for a workspace. Okay. And the beauty here is, and this is what I find really beautiful, is that every single workspace I spin up will have the very same configuration, very same user experience. And we also have this thing called a bundle. And with this, we're over actually. Bundles are like specifying the hardware along with the customers, the custom image, along with the hardware. We specify, let's say, for example, I want very high grade hardware. Then I'll say I want this bundle along with this OS. That is going to be a workspace. Now we'll see the types of bundles available. There are lots of grades, like you have value, standard, performance, and it goes on and on. The vCPUs increase, memory, and so on, so on increases. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is Amazon Workspaces, customized on-demand delivery of virtual environments. I hope it was clear. I'm sorry if it was a bit long, but I believe I had to be concise because this is a very niche topic. It's not as widely known as say EC2 or Lambda or other AWS offerings. But I believe this has the potential. I'm sorry, this has the potential to revolutionize how enterprises approach remote work. With Amazon Workspaces, the integrity of the data of the enterprises and the company data, company confidential data, won't be compromised. At the same time, let's say I'm at vacation, I need to do some important work. Well, I can just take my phone, and spin up a virtual desktop, and that's it. I can just work. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of Amazon Workspaces and that of Amazon Cloud. Thank you.